Hey guys, I'm Amy Wright, registered dietitian and certified diabetes educator with the Entira Clinic. And I wanted to talk to you today about a topic that really comes up a lot with our patients as they get their annual lab work done. Always keep in mind that that lab work is free of charge when you come to the Entira Clinic. And it doesn't matter if you live in town or if you live out of town, you can still have those labs drawn for free in your local area. So today we're going to be talking about cholesterol. That's a big topic. And we want to explain to you what those labs mean and how we can improve them, because cholesterol is something that we look at, like I say, on an annual basis. So let's get started. So if you'll see here on the diagram, um, you want to make sure that your total cholesterol is under 200. And you can see here, these are really the goals here. Your total cholesterol under 200, your LDL cholesterol under 100, and your HDL cholesterol 60 and higher. And I'm going to explain to you what those different numbers mean and how we can improve them. Okay, so cholesterol, the HDL cholesterol, I've always explained it to patients as the happy cholesterol, just so you can remember what that is. That's the HDL cholesterol. And what it does is it acts like a broom. It removes cholesterol from the blood vessels and it carries the back to the liver for processing, and then it removes it from the body. HDL cholesterol can sweep the buildup of plaque in the arteries and reduces your risk for heart disease. It has anti-inflammatory properties, and that's why we want that number to be high. The LDL, I always refer to it as the low down cholesterol or the bad cholesterol. That's the form of cholesterol that contributes to plaque in the arteries, and we call it atherosclerosis. So those are not good for us, and we know that they contribute to heart disease and stroke. Triglycerides, we want that number to be less than 150, okay? The optimal range is less than 80. And do you know that only about 6.8% of Americans achieve these cholesterol goals? And that's really a sad testament to the way that our lifestyles and how they negatively influence our lab work. So the research shows that the probability of a cardiovascular event such as heart attack or stroke is 50% less in people with a triglyceride less than 81 milligrams per deciliter. So that is your motivator to get those numbers improved. So triglycerides are a fat found in your blood, and when you eat, your body converts those calories that it doesn't need right into triglycerides, and these triglycerides are stored in your fat cells. Later, hormones release triglycerides for energy between meals. So if you eat more calories than you should, particularly high carbohydrate foods, you can have high triglycerides. We also see that affected by alcohol intake. So if you're consuming an excessive amount of alcohol, that can really affect those triglycerides as well. So how can you improve those numbers? You know, one of the best ways that you can do that is by following a low inflammatory diet. And kind of the gold standard in nutrition is the Mediterranean diet. And that's something that I have educated patients on. It's a little bit different than what you may be used to following a traditional American diet. But the bottom line is it's very, very few processed food, if any. So crackers, chips, those kind of things are pretty much eliminated. And we look at whole foods such as lean proteins, fish, more chicken and fish, using healthy fats, olive oils, that kind of thing, avocado. So fresh fruit and vegetables, and mainly ones that are have a lower glycemic index, which mean they have a little bit less fructose in them, so they don't tend to raise blood sugar. So things like berries, those would be ones that have a lower glycemic index. The other way is by exercise. The recommendation is 150 minutes a week. That's about 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And that's really the bare minimum. Very, very few Americans achieve that. But walking is one of the #1 ways that I see HDL improve, total cholesterol decrease, and triglycerides decrease. So it's something you really want to consider. The other thing is that smoking can negatively affect your cholesterol. So we don't really tend to think of it that way, but it can. And then also stress. And I know that as a Brookshire Brothers employee, or even as a spouse of a Brookshire Brothers employee, you know, just due to the industry, it's a high stress industry. So we know that stress is something that I hear frequently with patients, but managing it is really key. And one of those ways is through exercise and diet. So we want to encourage you to come into the clinic so that I can talk to you about these things. Keep in mind those annual lab work. If you haven't done them, we want to make sure that we get those checked and get you as heart healthy as we possibly can. If you would like to schedule an appointment and get to know more about the Mediterranean diet or any other health issues that you have going on, give us a call at 936-634-1400. We hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.